Hey, and welcome back to You Camilo. We've made some adjustments in between episodes, so one of the things you'll probably notice first is that there's actually a nice line of palm trees between the highways. I figured since, I can't get my 4-lane roads with palm trees in them, might as well put palm trees down between the highways, right? It has a very much Hotline Miami kind of feel to it when you're driving down the highways. Which is appropriate for Camilo. And I also changed the design of the roads over here. So it occurred to me while I was actually building the second one over here that, what I was basically doing is just having this road connect up with this one. And if I connected these two up, there wouldn't actually be stop signs. There would be stop signs, but there wouldn't actually be street lights, basically. So the left lane here is just going to flow all the way around, whereas the right lane's going to... Right lane, tongue twisted, is always going to turn in, right? So, to get out of the highway, you stick in the left lane. To get onto the highway, you stick on the other left lane, depending on which direction you're facing it. Anyway, yeah, you can get on and off the highways from this area now. This inner lane is always basically going to be your way into the highway. It's basically the way it works. What we can do, what we might want to do, is use highway off-ramps to kind of connect this up to the road here, but I really don't think that's necessary, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think that the traffic is going to back up enough. I think that this is going to flow, this entire area is going to flow really nicely in terms of traffic. Only time will tell. If we start seeing, traffic here is getting really backed up and there's a whole bunch of people trying to do U-turns to get in the fastest possible manner, then we'll put stuff in. I imagine the U-turns is going to be the biggest problem, honestly. So while I've been blabbing, we've actually got a massive demand for industry right now. And I guarantee that's not for our dirty industry, that will be for offices. People want offices. The people are getting really highly... Yep, look at that. 32% highly educated. That's fantastic. So this entire area, all our dirty industry should actually be getting a bit cleaner now because we should have higher educated workers. Or not. We'll probably see some places will have better education. Interesting. Well, either that or we've just had a population explosion of adults actually willing to work. But how is our ore situation doing? It's tapering off. We have run out of our ore in here, so it's probably come to time to turn the Meadow District into just standard industrial. So that's going to get rebuilt. That will actually satisfy some of the demand for industrial, honestly, which is kind of weird. As for everything else, yeah. We will start building offices. We have this wonderful little district over here, which we were intending. This will be kind of offices, commercial, and residential. A little bit of residential. This will basically be like the working man's island, essentially. And this will remain, our nice big dense residential area with a nice big dense commercial area in the center of it. This is still going to be residential, but we still have houses put down in here, a residential district, and it hasn't even been built yet. Like, nobody's actually building here because they only want commercial and industrial right now. So yes, let's get to it. So we're going to create our first major office area in this district. I'm not entirely sure how offices work. Like, what do they want around them? University secrets, yeah. I'm pretty sure offices actually appreciate parks and such, but we'll see what happens. So we need to remember, we don't want anything connecting up this road here. We want to give some distance between these intersections so that we aren't backing up in here. So we probably want to have a road come in from this point. And we want it to not be a curving road, we want it to be a straight road. So we have a road coming in from this point. Yep. In fact, we can probably have a road just connect straight through, but that's going to make traffic turn off if they want to get around faster. So it may be worth it to only have one way in and one way out, perhaps, and then do kind of like a little self-contained loop within here. One way in and one way out is still going to create the same problems anyway, so let's screw it. Let's just stick with the original plan. We're going to put a nice line of roads through here. we don't want it to curve. So reconnect up down here, and reconnect up again, like somewhere around here. That's a bit too close. There. Yeah, that'll work. We're going to cut all the way through here with another road. That's good. That's not bad. And we can probably actually even connect up to like another area down here. So that way, there's 3 points of entry. We don't want to connect to this road at all. Nice big areas. It's not making the best use of this space. There's 3 fairly large open spaces, but we'll put some parks in there, right? Now we do want a police force on this island. We're probably gonna get a police headquarters because that's gonna cover up the entire island if we place it right? We can put a police headquarters like in the center here. It's gonna cover up these 2 areas. It's gonna cover up that area over there for the most part. We may even want actually 2 police headquarters. We don't want it on this. Like, or do we? No, because then that services a bunch of the freeway. We don't want that. So we probably want to have like 2 police headquarters on this island. Like one over here, another one like around here, perhaps. And that would cover up the entire island. I think that's the best way to go about it, yeah. So put it a bit across so we can have an intersection there. Bam. That is our first police headquarters. Okay. Now we're going to do the same for a fire station. So this is a large fire station. And again, we're probably going to want it, somewhere in the same sort of vicinity. We can probably put it here. I mean, that leaves this road down here kind of exposed. But... oh, maybe we actually want it like here. The next one we'll put on this road down here, basically. So we'll have a... well, actually, no. We'll have it on the opposite side, right? So then we put another one up here, and we'll put another police station down on this corner. So that they're in separate positions, basically. We don't want everything in one place, so it just looks boring. But we'll put one right there. So we've got 2. We've got a police headquarters. We've got this. We don't really need a hospital here because we aren't going to have residential in this area. We don't really need a graveyard either. But we are going to put in some parks. We may even... let's put some paths in as well. So let's have a path kind of connecting up from here down to here. We don't need a path connecting up to this road. Actually, no. We could have like a whole bunch of commercial areas along this road because it connects in and out of the highway. So let's have that connect up to there, perhaps, and then we can connect we can make these all commercial. We'll do the same down here. Yep. We could have another one through here. That's a kind of a large area. It's like a sort of large area down here as well, honestly. One there. And one there. There we go. So we have paths. We don't really need one there because we've got an intersection here and an intersection here to get through. It's not that far apart, so that's fine. Parks. Let's get some plazas. Plazas always look really nice when they're close to the coastline. We're not out on the beach yet. We aren't building places out on the beach. And since this isn't residential, we aren't going to really have parks around. So I'm going to avoid building parks. We'll just go with plazas, basically. I'm not entirely sure if this is good for office areas, but I feel like, it's a good idea to have kind of like a pretty looking office area. Or offices. One there. 3 plazas. The playground. Park for trees. This is a really large one. We want to save that probably for when we start getting stuff on the coast. That's what we'll do with that. Alright. Water. We need to get water over here. Now we can have this actually have its own water kind of supply, but I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're going to just link this up with the rest of the water network, basically. So actually this will be the one thing we have that sticks to the road, and it's not even going to be accessible by the road, so it's kind of a moot point, isn't it? Have that down there. Have this kind of stretch up to here. Cut across. Not too far, we don't need to be watering the water. And then cut back down to there. And now we just do a grid. Basically, we just fill it up with a nice grid. And one more. That's not going to be efficient. That's a lot of blue covering blue there, but whatever. Good. So that's all watered up. We're doing okay for power. We have access to a solar power plant now. We want one of those. This is going to be like our power kind of area. We'll have the we'll have the solar plant right next to the water and everything here. I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, let's get a road down here. So the only problem is that we're going to need a ramp. Oh no, we don't need a ramp. We just need a road. Yeah. All right. Let's us build a road along here, and then have it just kind of come up, keep it all straight, and then we'll have it kind of connect in. The only problem is that this, we want this to not be a two-way kind of thing, right? Because we want people to avoid going both ways. We do have this right here. So, if we can instead kind of... Oh, we can't go through that way. Go up this way instead. Go up that way. Maybe cut across there so it's squarish. Do we want residential down here, or we'd want... Because I was thinking of this being residential and this area being residential, but then we've got this wind farm. So that it isn't going to be isn't going to be expensive to move these around later on. So that's fine, actually. We'll intend this for a residential area in future. For now, it's kind of our maintenance sort of area. We want this to come up, stay alongside the road. It's going to destroy the power lines there. That's fine. And then kind of cut in. This is really janky. It's fine. It is literally just temporary so that we can connect up our new solar power plant. We're not even going to put anything on this road. It's just going to be there as a connecting road, essentially. And we are going to put down a solar power plant right there. Fantastic. So it's powered up. I'm pretty sure it has access to water because of all these things down here. Wonderful. So we have power. We have more power than we know what to do with, basically. We don't need to do anything out here. We've got this here. We need to zone it. That is the primary thing we need to do right now. So we're going to put some commercial in this area. Put some commercial on these as well, because this is going to see a lot of traffic. And then we're going to office. Lots of offices. Do we want offices running along this kind of outward path? Or do we want commercial along this outward path? For now, I'm going to assume we might want to, we want to think about that later on. We're going to put offices inside, not along the outer road, the dense road. So this is going to be all offices. There we go. It's got water, it's got services. Wow, dogs. Okay, this is the only thing it doesn't have. It doesn't have access to a garbage dump. It's going to have problems with trash, basically. So we want to find a way to get this trash to collect here. We really don't want to be building a garbage dump on this island. We don't want to be building an incinerator on this island. It would be a waste. It would be a total waste. We can always ignore the problem for a while, and then come back to it later on. We can always actually do another trash, a garbage dump down here, but it's really close to the other one, and the other one is actually covering this area fairly well because of all the highway. So this is an interesting problem. It's a conundrum. If we had this connecting up to the highway up there, we could have a trash dump, around here somewhere, and it'd be fine. But we don't have access to that yet. So how do we want to deal with this? How do we want to deal with this? If I put a garbage dump there, it's not going to help at all. Yeah, it doesn't increase the coverage at all. We could put a temporary garbage dump down. We could put like an incinerator, like just on a little service road, you know, kind of tucked away underneath the bridge here. That may actually be an idea. You know, just as a kind of like a little service area, just for this island, basically. So maybe we want to do that. Let's do that. Be interesting. Have a road running underneath that. Too far. How far up can we have it? Pretty far up. Not that far up. There we go. There we go. Awesome. So this is going to be our little service area. I'm going to come down here as well. And that way we can possibly put power plants here, because I'm fairly certain that wind power, yeah, tons of wind power. So we could actually have some nice windmills and everything here. But otherwise, for now, we want trash. We're not going to build a landfill site. We're just going to build an incineration plant just to service this area. Because at least in the future, if we want to move the incineration plant, we can. We don't have to worry about emptying it out or anything like that. We just pick it up, we just move it. This could be a temporary kind of, you know, area to deal with the trash problems out here until we get the highway linked up to another area where we can put another garbage dump and then cover everything with highway connections. So this is good enough. This is good enough, you know. It's gonna make the beach look ugly as hell. It's probably not gonna help our water situation here, but it's temporary. So let's do that. Alright, let's see what happens. Let's even speed it up a bit. Power. We forgot about power. Alright. So, how are we gonna link up power? Let's just be super lazy and just find a good point where it looks okay. That looks good. Just drag it over. We're gonna put it up fairly high as well. Pretty sure that from that point onwards it actually dips down anyway, so we can just page up. No, okay. There you go. That is a really, really high. That dog is going crazy. That's really, really high. That's fine. It's fine as it is. It's just temporary again. We may put our own power down here, but that should do it. Now the question is, yes, look, commercials popping up, offices popping up. Maybe they don't actually want offices. Like I was expecting offices to actually pop up faster than they are. We may need to connect this up further because I've already made a mistake here by not having just one site zoned. There we go. That did it. Yeah, that... I know why. Because we rezoned this and all this is rebuilding. Yep. Look at that. That sucked up all of our industrial demand. That's fine. It's not a big deal. We wasted a whole bunch of time creating offices and such out here. These commercial areas are going to start complaining because they haven't got enough customers. It's going to be bad. We'll figure it out. These places are complaining about not having power. We need to figure that out. Let's just... There we go. Because we at least want the fire station powered up. Wow, people are really parking on the roundabout. That's kind of a dick move. I mean, hey, this is getting used. Offices are popping up slowly. We'll be able to destroy this kind of line soon enough. But they really want commercial, so I'm going to put in more commercial. We're gonna do what we were talking about potentially doing. We're going to have commercial run all the way down around this kind of inner road. And now that I've done that, that's going to actually allow me to demolish these. seems to also be encouraging the growth of the offices in here, actually. That's good. It's really good. Hopefully, we'll start seeing some demand for residential. I'm surprised there's really no demand for it. I'm surprised this place in here hasn't actually built or anything yet. It's really weird. I suppose people are waiting for jobs, perhaps? Alright. Well, we've got other things we can do as well. We've actually got a bunch of buildings we've unlocked. Like, Sea and Sky Tower, a Scraper. This impressive office building has many companies using it, reward for using the passenger harbour and cargo harbour. I'm pretty sure I opened that up on one of my other playthroughs. So you could actually get that. You know, this is an office space, you know. We can put down an office building. It's really pretty. Put it in an area where it's going to take up a decent amount of space. We could do it right there, perhaps. Let's do it. Pretty skyscraper. And that did increase the happiness of the area, so I wonder if offices are actually impacted. Goods and, yeah, parks and everything, increase land value. Look at all that traffic. But it's flowing, that's the main thing. Like, traffic is flowing through. It's not getting all backed up. It's going a bit slowly because this road is only, you know, so slow. But it's moving. That's the, like, at no point is the traffic stopped and we don't have a massive line of traffic actually waiting to get in. This is all getting really busy. We may even actually want to put another dog bone, like, in here. But it's moving. And it's moving nicely. I don't understand why our demand for commercial is so high. Maybe this district here should actually be another commercial kind of district. Because right now, residential, we have no demand for it. So let's do that. We are going to turn this area in here into a heavy commercial district. It's going to be another weird mall. Maybe just for a little bit. Like, this should hopefully help with the demand. We'll make this road, basically, into our commercial district. I really don't know why people want a bunch of commercial. I bet we start having problems out here with people going, oh, it's got no access, you know, we can't get enough customers through. Which will be really annoying. But I'm predicting it. Okay, now traffic's starting to back up. That's unfortunate. I was hoping that the dog bone would actually work better than it currently is. It could just be that this place is popular. Wow. Oh, I was getting worried about the police force there for a second. But it's moving. We'll see how the traffic looks, and we'll see if it keeps up like this. Because if traffic does keep on just getting that dense, we may start seeing problems with the traffic backing up, basically, which I really don't want. I mean, it's still moving. It is still moving. It's just I'm not sure why. What's made this area so popular? I mean, these commercial buildings are loving it. They're just loving all the traffic coming in and out of here. This intersection is causing problems, it looks like. But I don't think that would have been much better if it actually had stoplights. It would have been worse if it had stoplights. I mean, this here is essentially a roundabout, right? It works exactly like a roundabout does, which is going to be the most efficient we get, essentially. Look at that, yeah, traffic is getting worse. Now, the thing is that we could put another off-ramp in here, but that means that people are just going to stop using this and start using that off-ramp. so it's not going to improve matters at all. Wow, that building is already on fire. That's wonderful. Well, just as well we put a fire service down here. Look at all those fire trucks, look. God damn. Alright, well... yeah, that's just getting worse. And I don't understand why. Like, traffic is moving as smoothly as it's possibly going to move. If we upgrade the density of this road, is that going to improve it at all? I doubt it will, because most of these cars are turning left. Oh, and people are dying down here, and because we don't have access with a hearse or a cemetery or anything, like... okay, so we do need a cemetery down here. We're gonna have a residential area down here at some point anyway, so we can put a cemetery down, that's fine. Let's have a wow, it doesn't cover much area. Let's have a cemetery, like... around here-ish, maybe? Maybe we should have, like, this entire area in here can be offices and such. The beach area can be all the nice houses and everything. So we'll put a cemetery here. We'll put down a crematorium next to it. Wow, I'm surprised I can't get it close enough. Put a crematorium down, like, here. Okay, so, look at this. Everybody is only using the left lane. If we turn that into just a straight up, like, 6-lane road down here, nothing would change. Because everybody would still be wanting to go into the left lane in order to turn left. And that's because we have this. Everybody has to turn left. So this intersection doesn't work. I should have considered that. Like, this might move better if, like, this was a highway off-ramp, and this was a highway off-ramp, and this was a highway off-ramp, and this was a highway off-ramp, and, you know, just like a big, you know, secondary roundabout. We don't need a roundabout going into a roundabout. We need to encourage people that are coming out of here to use both lanes in the roundabout, and then both lanes in this street here. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is if people can actually turn both ways on this kind of area here. So we're going to need to get rid of everything here and put in an intersection. So, 5 minutes. Okay. We've made the intersection, but it occurs to me the reason everybody's turning left is because left is the only area that there is stuff. The intersection is moving a bit better than what we had previously, even though there's streetlights there. But it still isn't moving great because everybody just wants to turn left to get into everything here. We're eating up the lane, you know, slowly but surely. But everybody just wants to go left, so nobody's going anywhere else. Like they're not doing anything else. So it may actually be worth it to have streets going into here because that will encourage people to go into the right lane to turn left potentially. I think it might be too early as well, though. Like, it may not actually solve any problems. But one of the things I'm going to do, I think I might actually connect this intersection further down, and then have like a left, you know, a out only, you know, connection into this district. Actually, it occurs to me we can get rid of this as well. And then we can do the same on the other side, right? So it's just like an out-only connection into this area that also connects up with everything else, right? But then I get the distinct feeling that then nobody's going to use this. They're just going to use the road into here, which isn't really what we want either. So it may be worth just waiting and seeing how it goes, I suspect that it's not really going to improve, that the traffic's just going to keep on kind of bundling up until we encourage people to be using stuff further down as well. That's what I suspect is going to happen. I mean, for now, it's... I was about to say it's not bad, but it's getting worse. Like, we solved the problem, and then the problem got worse. My place is already getting abandoned. Why is that? No customers. Yep, I called that happening. But hey, we have office demand, we have residential demand. So let's... I was going to... about to enter... Exit. Kill me. I was about to end this episode, but I'm not going to. We're gonna try and do some things here. We're gonna experiment. So we want that. We want that. Okay. So now it's a bit more room to move. It's not gonna make much difference in the way of how traffic moves out of there. But we are going to go ahead and put a off-ramp. Actually, no, we don't want an off-ramp. We want a two-way street. Not two-way. We want this street, one-way road, to go left or right, so that anybody turning into here can go into the right lane to turn right down here instead. So that might help. That may help. We'll try it out. We want to do offices not along that road because they will have shitty access. We'll try that out. Let's see how things go. Traffic's still sticking in the left lane. They're not really going to the right lane. But it's moving faster. Or at least it looks like it's moving faster. As predicted, though, people aren't using this intersection anymore. They're just using this one to get into here. But that should hopefully change when we start using like more areas in here. And it's moving faster, to be fair. That may have actually done it. I imagine we might see problems with this later on. We'll see. We will see what happens. Are they even actually using the right lane? They are using the right lane, which is helping the traffic move along. So yeah, we don't want a two-way street there. Because getting into this roundabout isn't the problem. It's getting out. Ah, look at that. The traffic's gone. Okay, that helped. That did help. All right. What's the problem here? There it is. Not enough customers. Yes, we need a residential area. So we're going to build a residential area. We're going to get rid of this. Going to zone out roads. Go. Cool. Okay. And now we're going to put intersections down in here. Like that. That's all connected up. Now we want to put more roads down in here. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to do somewhat curvy roads. No, we're not. We're not going to do curvy roads at all. I lied. We're going to do like a grid. We're not going to connect up the grid, just the main thing. So we're going to have like have this be a basic access to this area. We didn't need that to go that far. Just do like a road like this, honestly. Like just have a T-shaped kind of road like that. And then have like another, well, we can't really do a T-shape here, but that covers the area pretty well, and that's going to have lots of kind of interesting buildings in it. So we're going to do the same thing over here. Or at least we're going to go like halfway before we go down and connect up. And then we're going to have this angle off kind of differently. And maybe with like another... Maybe we should just leave that. Maybe we should, you know, bring up like another intersection. Yeah, let's have another intersection there. Get rid of that little nodule. And we'll leave that area probably open. Like the space that we're going to take up, you know, that we're going to be able to take there is minimal at best. So that will do. That will be nice. We don't want an intersection. We don't want. We can do an overpass. We don't want an intersection. We will do an overpass. It's a little too steep. What is this? Let's unlock that. Yeah, why wasn't that working before? It's weird. Odd. Whatever. There we go. Okay, we have an overpass. Now those areas connect up really nicely. We will put in schools and everything down here. Probably have like a school on the corner here. Maybe further up. That doesn't really cover things too well. I think that's really kind of the best coverage we're going to get. Actually, I didn't want to have a seaside primary school. I suppose, you know, that's this is the expensive private school, right? So we will put that there. We will put down a high school as well. We're going with the high school further along because, like, high school is going to cover up a bunch of, it'll create a bunch of coverage, right? So you might have like 2 high schools on the island here. We probably actually do want to connect this up because right now traffic's not getting through here very efficiently. Like, so we want to connect this up to here. It doesn't matter that there's a second intersection here because it's only stop signs, but that's going to make it easier for things to get full coverage. It doesn't matter so much here if we have the high schools further up. So high school. Yeah, so that's helped the coverage a bit down that end. Yeah, let's do it there. And then that'll create coverage in this area, and we can do another school up this end. That's fine for now. University. So where do we want to put the university? Maybe like here-ish? Further down? Further down, yeah. Like we want it around this intersection here. That'll do. Cool. Parks. Now we want playgrounds. We want some small playgrounds. Maybe we can actually get a big one. Get a large playground. Maybe like here. Yeah, have a large playground. And then we'll just have plazas and such. I like usually having these along the water, but we haven't given ourselves enough room for that. So we'll probably have them like, yeah, one there. And one there. Get some other like small plazas. We probably don't need that much more, honestly, actually. Maybe like one more like over in the corner here. Nice thing next to the bridge. Cool. It just occurred to me as well, I don't have access to my Japanese garden still. Whatever. Alright. Now let's zone this with heavy residential. Not along the 4-lane road. We want it down here. The 4-lane road is going to be our commercial, basically. We want it to stay that way. We don't want to make this too big. We don't want to go overboard because otherwise we're going to have power problems. So let's just go in this section here. And then we'll have cars coming straight through as well, which will be good. We will need a hospital now. We're going to need a hospital on the island. Probably like right. We're going to need one on one side, one on the other as well. one, like, around the corner there. Just complaining about power and water. So let's put some down. Does that actually give that water? Because it's now slightly covered? No, it doesn't. Okay. That's pretty efficient pipe. Okay. And now you want to connect this up with power. Just, you know, some cheap power lines running across there. Cool. This will all get power shortly enough because it's just literally across the street from places that do have power. Yeah, see? Like, this should be getting power any second. Oh, right, we didn't actually put our power lines back up. That's why we don't have power. Let's do that. I said to myself that I wasn't going to forget that, and I forgot. There we go. Yep. Sweet. Now everything's pinging because it's all leveling up. We haven't got demand for more stuff yet. Abandoned due to lack of customers, I bet. Oh, look at that, traffic is nice. Traffic is flowing. People are doing U-turns across a... They shouldn't be allowed to do that. Why are they doing that? Oh, maybe that was just... No, the people are still weirdly doing it. Huh. And traffic's just fucked up again. Look at that, it's almost stretched across the bridge. What's the problem here? One of our dogs is going crazy tonight. It's constantly making the occasional barking sound. Maybe it's just busy because we've got new people moving in. Maybe that's the problem. Our residential demand just went up. Let's... Why is this so... I bet. Son of a bitch. I called it. I predicted that happening. Alright. I don't know what the deal is with that one. We're not filling that in because that's not actually going to connect to anything. We'll create more residential back here before we do more on the island. Because we want this place to not complain about having no customers. So there, that will be fine. There. Now they should be fine for customers for a while. More places getting abandoned over here. Traffic is awful. It's so bad. Where's this track? Okay. Hang on. Let's follow a car. Let's grab this one. Okay. So, follow that car. Where is this sports car going? It's turning left, it's turning right. Aha! So, this turn is now creating issues because people are turning through here and going through this area rather than going down here because it's the shortest route rather than the fastest route. So we have to get rid of that, and hopefully that will help. It's not going to. It's going to make it worse. Because again, everybody's just sitting in the left lane. Yeah, that has made it worse. Ha! Problems like this I hate. Look at this. This is nuts. So much for our dog bones. Now, that's not helping at all. Like maybe the roundabout's too small. Like it's just way too dense. But again, everybody's just staying in that left lane. Yeah, this is just getting worse. Every second we're not doing something about it. Alright, so I'm going to have to come back to this later on. I will see if we can find out another way to actually do this road, because right now, this is not working. To put it lightly, it's not working. So, until next time.